In this round of AirMech, SuedeLeather and the gang take on King Shobi's team on the Nesthorn map. Nesthorn. It's the best horn. Hopefully this game doesn't lag out. SuedeLeather going straight for the bot spawners. As I was just saying in global chat, imparting my pearls of wisdom onto the masses, I do actually like bot spawner as a late game socket unit. To start things off, I'm not sure. I'd rather have the money coming in, but in the later quarters, you've got those heavier bots coming out of it. And generally, financially, you're set up. Yeah, Suede decides to recycle that. But hey, what the fuck do I know? As we get underway, WolfCuB spewing out those probes. It goes blue for about a half a millisecond and then goes right back to neutral and then green. 2 lights on it. Blue drops a T99 right up in there. Neutral yet again. SuedeLeather hits the ground, drops a T99. King Shobi bites into it with his fucking bomber. Gets microed out of there. In the end, a few green armadillos survive. Blue grabs it again, but for like a millisecond. Probably dropping infantry at this point is a little bit premature. Although not for green. They get him in, hang on to it. Got Dillos on the far side. Looks like they're going to hang on to it for a moment at least. Blue gets a few creeps around that backside. A few more creeps on that south side. It goes neutral again. Creeps go in. Creep gets into a fight with a Seeker. Blue with artillery all up ons. Green forced to pull back a little bit. Hiroki down to the barest bits of health before going down to the guns of WolfCuB. Green struggling to hang on to this. Ooh, as one of those fucking Arties goes down, or Archies rather, goes down to some Minecraft creepers. Were they Arties, Archie? What the fuck ever? One has a scope and one doesn't. I know some kids gonna. Those were Archies, you fucking fag. Learn how to play AirMech, douchebag. Fuck you. Kill yourself. You don't know Archies, fucking Arties. Fuck you. I just know you guys are gonna say those things about me, and why? Don't you know how much it hurts? Blue putting some more fire on it from Arties. And I do like the double hat compliment behind those. That's how I like to do it. Aegis, couple of jammers, very nice. Joe dropping armadillos up on them. Green with a reciprocal Archie, and it does have range. The jammer is back. They, I guess, nerfed. I'm not sure how you nerf that unit. I guess by cutting down its range a bit, and certainly these units over here not within range of these. Although there is a fucking jammer right there. So I don't know the exact specifics of said nerfing or said adjustment, whatever the fuck they did to it. I don't know. I guess I should have looked into it, but I didn't. Okay, Joe, 987, more like 187. Ho! Blue keeps trying to get armadillos over there, and it just isn't happening. SuedeLeather goes for that spray fire on the green Longhorn, gets chased off. The whole fight is just revolving around this central piece. You've never heard somebody in an RTS refer to an expansion as a fucking piece. Until now. In a couple of weeks, all the kids will be doing it. SuedeLeather chewing heads up in this piece. Nobody going for this northern piece, though. Shit hats. But yeah, this is just a straight back and forth. Hiroki bailing out, even though green, at least for the moment, with a bit of an edge. But neither team going for the respective near outpost. Or far, I should say. Or even near, far, nobody's going for shit other than what's immediately right there. SuedeLeather trying to gain some... how leveled up? Yeah, only doing half damage with that spray fire. Honestly, when I was just starting out in AirMech, or just starting out with the Warthog, I used to do a lot of this kind of thing and strafe up ground units with the spray fire. I don't find it to be that effective, to be honest. Especially when it's level 1. But even when you're leveled up all the way and you're doing that full 80%, it's still... is of limited utility, and that generally you don't get to really stay there for that long until Seekers or Hats or something, or enemy mechs, show up and fuck with you. I don't know. Maybe Suede will have better luck with it than me. Or maybe he'll get blown up by King Shobi. Anything could happen. Shobi gets a gander at that northern factory and says, you know what? They don't have shit over there, do they? I have no idea if that's actually what he's saying or what his thought process might be. However, he does head back to the fortress, and if I had to guess, I'd say he was trying to pick up creeps. Oof. Gets in the middle of a armadillo build-up. Even though those bomber claws are pretty diesel, they're not diesel enough to avoid him getting porked in every orifice. Dropping bombs on those armadillos. Nice pickup from Blue. Joe, 987. You know, with the power play, they could very easily flip this one around on Green. Green's build up on that middle island, peninsula, whatever the fuck this would geographically qualify as. They got a decent hold on it, but it's not unbreakable by any means. In fact, if Blue can get arties going from both sides, get some Chinese finger cups action, mech style, it could spell disaster for the short-handed Green team. Hiroki bailing out. I don't know, maybe it wasn't rage. I mean, we're still going to call it rage. No matter what the circumstances are of somebody quitting early, it's just always going to be rage. Don't holler at your boy and be like, oh, I didn't rage quit, you fucking douchebag. I had connection problems or this, or this. I spent 15 good minutes recording that rage quit soundbite. I'm using that motherfucker every chance I get. WolfCuB, continuing to prowl the grounds. Shobi keeps hitting the ground to fucking loosen up this force a little bit. Almost goes down a second time. SuedeLeather gets dropped by Lacquer. In the Osprey. Warthog going down to an Osprey. That has got to be pretty demoralizing. Down here, Shobi, I guess, shoring things up at this southwestern factory. They better make sure they hold on to that shit. That'll be all types of wrong if Blue is able to get its paws on that. It looks like WolfCuB is eyeballing it. Just barely gets back to that station before Shobi gets him. Kind of just chills for a minute as he thinks about what to level up next. Deep in contemplation. There you go. He grabbed level. What did he take? Cargo? Missiles? Maxed out on missiles. Going for the cargo. Green with artillery fire on that eastern expansion. And a little bit aimed at the western one, too. Although, that's going to be a tough nut for them to crack. They got smoke coming off of this. That's about it for the moment. This might be a little bit easier for them to get back, but not by a whole lot. Blue with not that much in terms of ground force over there, but all their guys are, like, right on top of that. This is the venue of the moment in this particular fight. Shobi continue to make bombing runs and successfully wiping out some of that artillery force. I don't know if they micro those out of the way and those are still the same ones or what. Guess I should have been paying attention. Wasn't. SuedeLeather. Trying to get rid of that lunchbox. Blue, at the moment, really putting everything into trying to grab this. And it might be kind of an uphill battle for them, just considering that this is where green has all of their stuff concentrated right now. And will likely continue to for the foreseeable future. This would be kind of a tempting... What's he doing? Okay. Maybe he thought that... I don't know. A Neo was going to come in from somewhere and he'd shoot the air to try and see where it was. Don't know. Trying to decipher the strategy behind that. But we've seen Blue kind of test the waters down here a little bit. And it's a pretty ripe target for a pickup. But as of yet, they're really just duking it out with Green over this. Green putting up a commendable fight, especially since they're, again, down by that one dude. A little bit of lag rears its head on Shobi's end. Don't let him go out. But, Green fighting them off on both sides. That is just a nasty buildup. How many fucking hats is that? A lot. So Blue with a veritable no-fly zone going here. A couple of HIs, so missiles. There won't be any launching of missiles. Missiles. Not if I have anything to say about it. Ghost of Hiroki gets ghosted yet again. Bertha's now in play. On both sides. SuedeLeather. Pop, pop. And Green, I don't know, not to tell them how to live life, but I don't know, keeping this going, I just don't see it playing out that well for them. The best they can do from here is kind of tread water as they've been doing. But Blue is continually massing up, certainly on this side. Not so much on this one. Actually, Green's done a pretty good job of breaking them up over here. But this is a problem that is not going away. It's only getting nastier. As you can see, Green has pulled all their guys over to this side to keep them out of range of this whole battery of artilleries that they've got. I don't know. If I'm Green, I'm eyeballing this pretty strongly. I mean, you grab this, it's a short hop over here, there's no base D, save for a single T99. But again, I mean, it's easy to just sit here and be like, you guys should fucking do this. This is what I'd do if I was you fucking guys. As we can see, Green not able to tell just how undefended this is. And they don't really have time to be doing much in the way of recon, because holding this down is taking, understandably, taking all their resources, all of their attention. It just goes to show that a good offense is sometimes the best defense. And Blue is just exemplifying that point here today. That is the face of a champion. Dumping rockets into the back of that Bertha. Microed out of the danger zone. Green with a commendable grabbing of this. Does go back neutral, but that is something that they really needed to do, is get blue the hell out of here. Blue did not necessarily capitalize on this in the way that I might have liked to see them do. When you've got this, again, just me. I said I wasn't gonna, like, harp on people's play or be like, oh, you guys should have done this, or this is how I would have done it. Because, again, I'm not exactly the guy to be dispensing advice on how to play this. Particularly not to guys like King Shobi, with whom I've had a couple of games, and he's a pretty good player. But, I mean, you've got this... You've got an expansion on the enemy's side. I would really be using that to just springboard right into the base. Blue did kind of fall into a bit of a... In my opinion, they kind of spent a little too much time and effort trying to get this... to wrestle this away from Green, too. And Green just dumped everything they had into hanging on to it. And God love the bastards. They've been able... They still got it. Again, Blue's mass up over here is still about as nasty as it's ever been. But Green ain't going nowhere from here. And I don't know, if you're Blue, I just find it kind of difficult to think that you're going to grab this and not use it to strike the base. But, again, it's easy to sit back and have all the information at your disposal. You know, be able to see that they've got such minimal base defense and say, well, this is what you guys should have done. Obviously. Both sides doing really a hell of a job. Again, Green short a guy, and you know, Blue having to deal with Green holding this for basically the whole match. So really, you can't criticize either side too strongly. Joe, for the whole match, you can kind of sense it bubbling under the surface with Joe 987. He's wanted this so bad and for so long. Oh, hits the ground right before that Osprey takes him down. Lacquer eventually does take him out of the picture. But you can tell that Joe is just chomping at the bit to grab this up. As well he ought be. Here at the middle, here's a development for Blue. This goes neutral. Green almost grabs it back. Does get all four lights on it. But that is fairly critical. In that Blue just now finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel on their quest to grab this from Green's clutches. It goes neutral again. That's going to be a setback for Green. They're going to need to react to that in some fucking meaningful way. Shobi not happy about those Berthas. I don't know. I disagree with him that they're too OP. They're kind of supposed to be OP. They're a massively priced late game unit you can't even drop until level 6. Their whole thing is that they're kind of fucking badass. But I suppose it's easy to hate on the Bertha when you're getting rocked by as many of them as the Green team is. Actually, it's not just Berthas. Pretty diverse mix of artillery units of all walks of life, all races, creeds, and religions. Okay, just 2. I don't think they actually have any Archies. Because everyone's been emulating my build using Arties. Blue, getting this shit going. Good on them. I believe this is the first time that they've held this for more than a second or two since the match started. So a turning point, and not a good one for the Green team, as Shobi tries to single-handedly re-neutralize that. I think he did for about a millisecond, then it went right back to the Blue side. Green now in a spot of trouble. They're going to need to make something happen, preferably... The rent is too damn high, and the Bertha's too damn OP. Preferably before Blue moves Bertha's over here to strike this, which has now been done, and now the script has been flipped on the green team. They did reclaim this from blue, but they really did not want to lose this. And kudos to the blue team, even though green was down a guy, and still is. They had a shit ton of units here. And chipping away at that was no small feat, under any set of circumstances. Green's still getting those that creep stream in. In fact, if anybody on blue has gaddies, right around Nya is precisely where I dropped them. I don't think anybody brought those. The Gaddy, one of those units where, I don't know, like, I rarely think to put it in a build, but the thing is, they're only good for really that one thing, but when it gets late game and they've all got rocket launchers, it's a really nice thing to have. Blue, with Goliaths in the pipe now, as we hit overtime. Green's in a bad spot. They've got 20 less units, and monetarily they're not really in a situation to build more. Worse is that blue is. Particularly SuedeLeather, who has Goliaths, and okay, just Arties. Still, you don't want the dude who has Goliaths in his build to be the dude sitting on all that dough. And as you can see, he's got a whole gang of them queued up, ready to take a big Cleveland steamer right on that green base, which is rather sparsely defended. Again, I mean, neither side has had really a moment to breathe in this. They've both had to fight tooth and nail for everything that they've got at this moment in time. Suede just barely getting back to base. What's this line? I guess they must have sent it from back here. Well, whenceever they were sent, they do hit midfield now, heading for that eastern station. Green's forces slowly getting depleted by those overpowered Berthas. Just so damn OP, bruh. Goliath hits the scene. And that is not where you want to see one of those. That station goes neutral. Yeah, green is going to be very pressed to get that and hang on to it again. That sucks. That might be the end of green having a chance to bring this one back. With this in their possession, they could have popped over here, grabbed this, or just made base strikes straight from there. As it is with blue holding it, and with all these fucking units, that is going to be a very, very tall order, especially since green is now sitting on close to a 3-to-1 troop advantage. Okay, it's like it's 2.25 to 1. Still, it's pretty nasty. And also, when you consider that a lot of those blue troops are Goliaths, it's not a good equation for the green team. Look at that fucking Earth Day. If only I'd been playing this on Earth Day. That is just sexy. It's got a giant globe lodged in the fucking spine of it. Shobi almost... Oof. Almost taken out, not quite. And yeah, lamenting his financial situation. And rightfully so. Nobody on green has fucking shit to be spending. Blue sitting on all the monies. Looks like it's pretty much going to come down to when blue decides to pull the trigger on this tank rush. I guess Suede just wants to be sure. Get some ratchets in the mix. And here we go. Joe, 987. Moving them in. It is always a pain in the ass when you got these stationary units blocking the way. King Shobi issues the just ended all. Good games all around. I have to say it was a pretty good game. Despite the early rage out of Hiroki, green still held this middle bit for quite a while, even in the face of opposition on both sides. And blue team, even though green got off to an early lead, they never backed down. Whoa! Yeah. They didn't fucking back down. And aside from that grab of the Eastern Power Station, not really a whole lot of boundary defying play from them or from either side, but still. They were able to eventually plow through green's defenses. And now green with no base defense. Did we just do the recap? I guess we're not going to need to bother with the post-game recap. Anyway, let's see this base off. As so many before it have gone. That is game. To recap, green looked good coming out of the gate, but rage from one of their dudes and a nasty pincher attack at mid from blue was enough to seal their shit up for good. I don't even fucking know. Maybe you've got a problem with the way I called this game. Why don't you settle it with me in-game? GWNMK David, hit me up. That is going to do it for this round of AirMech. Thanks for watching. See you next time.